Welcome back to Cruising America, everyone. Today we're visiting historic Fort Davis, just north of Big Bend National Park in Texas. We're Steve and Kathleen. We're Cruising America in our 35-foot fifth-wheel RV, chasing 70-degree weather year-round. If you'd like to watch our previous videos, please click the Cruising America playlist link in the description below this video. Otherwise, enjoy our current episode starting now. In early November 2021, we drove out to West Texas with several other Grand Design owners to visit Fort Davis. We stayed at the historic Prude Ranch just west of town and at about 5,200 feet of elevation. The weather was absolutely perfect, 70s by day and 40s by night. Prude Ranch was established in 1897 as a cattle ranch and began entertaining guests in the 1920s. 3 generations of Prudes are still involved in the summer camp program, begun in 1951. The Army established Fort Davis in 1854 along the San Antonio-El Paso Road. The post was named after Confederate President Jefferson Davis, who was then the Secretary of War under President Franklin Pierce. It was reestablished in 1867 following the Civil War. Fort Davis has the highest elevation above sea level of any county seat in Texas. The elevation is 4,900 feet. Plan 1 to 2 hours to enjoy the beauty and history of Fort Davis. Listen to the bugle calls while visiting the 6 furnished buildings restored to the 1880s period. Explore the other 20 buildings and 100 ruins. The audio retreat parade plays every day at 11 a.m., 2 and 4 p.m. During major holidays, spring break, and summer months, staff members and volunteers in period dress bring history alive through programs in the furnished buildings. A key post in the defense system of West Texas, Fort Davis played a major role in the history of the Southwest. From 1854 until 1891, the troops stationed at the post protected immigrants, freighters, mail coaches, and travelers on the San Antonio-El Paso Road. Few Indians lived in the Trans-Pecos region of western Texas, but many tribes regularly passed through it. Kiowas and Comanches came from the plains to the north, and the Apaches from the mountains of southeastern New Mexico. Their raiding lifestyle led to conflicts with travelers and settlers. Fort Davis soldiers spent much of their time scouting and patrolling and on escort duty, but they rarely engaged in open hostilities with Indian groups. The fort was established on the eastern side of Davis Mountains, in a box canyon near Olympia Creek, where wood, water, and grass were plentiful. Both officers and enlisted men at Fort Davis spent far more time constructing roads, buildings, and telegraph lines than they did pursuing Apache or Comanche raiders. Yet, Fort Davis was regarded by a majority of the men stationed here as one of the most pleasant posts in the West. A temperate climate and impressive landscape made living at this somewhat remote fort relatively enjoyable. Hunting, fishing, picnics, and baseball games were some of the more popular pastimes enjoyed by all. Although they were separated professionally and socially, the officers and enlisted men nevertheless maintained a respectable esprit de corps, frequently not found at other posts on the western frontier. They left a proud record of accomplishments. After the post was abandoned, civilians lived in some of the quarters for several years. Civilian upkeep, moderate weather, and a private owner's work to maintain some buildings spared this fort the rapid deterioration that befell most other abandoned frontier posts. Some structures have disappeared, while others suffered the ravages of time and the elements. After the fort became a National Historic Site in 1963, the National Park Service, through a continuing program of restoration and preservation, managed to save many original structures. The south end of the restored enlisted barracks has cavalry, infantry, artillery, and transportation exhibits. The north end has a squad room and an orderly room. It offers a glimpse of the summer of 1884, when it was occupied by Buffalo soldiers of Troop H, 10th Cavalry. The Commissary, a large building on the San Antonio-El Paso Road, held the garrison food supplies. Enlisted men had rations, but officers and civilian workers could buy food products at cost plus the transportation. The commissary sergeant's office and the issue room are refurnished. The office occupied by the acting commissary of subsistence, the officer in charge of the commissary office, has interpretive exhibits. The officer's kitchen and servant quarters is a two-room refurnished building and was the kitchen and servants' quarters for that officer's quarters. It was separate from the main house mostly because of fire danger. Extreme summer heat and unpleasant cooking odors were factors as well. With the second ward added in 1884, the post hospital could accommodate up to 24 patients. It was normally staffed by a post surgeon, hospital steward, soldier nurses, a cook or cooks, and a matron. The post surgeon rarely performed surgery. Soldiers suffered mainly from diseases and accidental injuries, not battle wounds. The building has a central walkway with interpretive signs and interactive exhibits. Constructed by 1869, the commanding officers' quarters served as the residence for post commanders until 1891. Because of the extensive documentation available on Colonel Benjamin H. Grierson, 10th Cavalry, and his family, the quarters is furnished to the period 1882 to 85, when the colonel was post commander. The shared lieutenant's quarters was built for a captain in May 1882, but because of a housing shortage, it was soon designated a shared quarters. It is refurbished as if a bachelor lieutenant lived in the north side and a married lieutenant in the south side. Today, Fort Davis is one of the best remaining examples of a frontier military post. It is a vivid reminder of the significant role played by the military in the settlement and development of the western frontier. The park is open daily 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time. Check their website or call for holiday closures. A small entry fee is charged. Other activities include hiking on trails that lead to spectacular views of the fort and connect to the Davis Mountains State Park. Kids can join the ranks of the Junior Rangers by completing a fun and educational activity. Other things to do in the area include visiting the Mcdonald Observatory, birding, hiking, the Chihuahuan Desert Nature Center and Botanical Gardens, Davis Mountains State Park, horseback riding, and Balmaria State Park and hunting. Thanks for watching our latest episode of Cruising America. To see more of our videos, click the link to our channel in the description below. If you like our videos, please click the subscribe button, then click the bell next to it. YouTube will then send you emails telling about our new videos once they're posted.